and it seems like it's been a really long time since I checked in with stationery things, kind of desk things. And I thought I would because, like many of you, I'm getting ready for the change of a calendar year. And that means I have just made decisions on how I'm going to use a planner and a notebook. And they're kind of big changes. Well, some are big changes, some are not. I've streamlined everything. I try to do that every year, and just it seems like I keep getting more simplified in everything that I do, which is great. Which is great. So I really only bought one calendar, one planner this year, and that is the Hobonichi Weeks, which I used last year. I just finished it, and I really liked it. And so it worked really well for me. And that is after many years of using a larger A5 notebook, like the Cousin, because I liked all the room in it, but there was so much wasted space, right? And what I discovered is that the kind of planner I am, all I really need is a monthly view and a weekly view, because I really need to see all of my appointments online at one time. Like, all of it's got to be right here in front of me, and then my to-do list for the week. And so it just worked really well for me. I got the weeks again with the Mega, which has the extra pages in the back, because I will use it for the same thing I use this for, but a little bit more on the go, and just sort of extra room, right, for that. I've streamlined everything, so I'll show you that in a moment. So this is my planner. This is what I put all of my appointments in, schedule my days, check off things that I need to do day by day. And that's all I really need. So I'll talk more about that in a moment. I also, I'm still using the Midori for my sort of commonplace and journal. And this is just my delicious morning habit where I write. So it's like my personal journal. I also have a key in here. So it's either three things. I started bigger when I was doing a lot of courses. I've been studying this year. But I've refined it down to three things: studies, musings, and wool gathering, which is my way of commonplacing. And so the studies are for all of the courses that I'm enrolled in and taking for my certifications. And then musings is my journal. And then wool gathering is any copied text, right? Anything that I'm copying that is someone else's words, and I'm copying it into my book to further embody those words and to remember them. So I really love MD notebooks. This is the super thick one. It's the, I don't know what they call it. I don't know. It's just a super thick one. And I buy the cover. They have a cover especially for this notebook. It's fairly affordable, around 20 bucks. And then the cover, I don't know, I use it over and over again, but it wasn't much, maybe $4 or $5. And then I decorate it with some stickers and artwork or something, and it's great. It does have a feature where you can tear the pages off, but I don't do that. I just leave it intact. And this is just my pleasure in the morning. I use some stickers. Sometimes I draw. It just depends, and it's just joyful for me. And sometimes I just draw. So this is like my everything place. And the biggest difference here is that I put everything in one book instead of having separate notebooks for all different things, right? And for me, that makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. So I basically have this for my planning, and this is like my journal. And for now, I have this in my, this was a Hobonichi Cousin cover that a friend of mine sent me that I just treasure. I used it for most of this last year, and I think I'm going to switch it out for 2024. I have some other ones, just to rotate them a little bit, so none of them get a lot of wear and tear. But I absolutely love this. If you know me, you know I'm a fan of dandelions. And so it's been a pleasure to use this. And inside of it, basically I have my tabs back here, my little circle that I use for indexing, my books tucked in. I don't really use the bookmarks, but they're so pretty, I leave them. And then I've got just a bunch of sticky notes and pads and little paintings that I made that I tore into, cut into small pieces that I can use to decorate. And then I've got folders. I've got 2 folders, and these have, again, more stickers. Just things that I like. These are photographs of my family and things that I'm doing that I use in my journal. And I just make 1 page per week. I print it off on my home printer and cut them into pieces. So it's just super, super simple. This is an old Hobonichi folder. I've had it for probably 5 or 6 years. It just fits perfectly in here. And then this was something that some stationery came in, and I just put it in here. So I don't know. And for this year, last year, my colorway was really sort of like peachy pinks and taupes and browns and colors like that, some gray, beige. This year, I changed to the colors of tourmaline. No, not tourmaline. I'm sorry, labradorite. Because I love gray, and so I really switched to like all shades of gray and the flashy blue that's in labradorite and that. I can kind of show you that here. I rearranged my washi tapes and I took out the ones that were from last year and I put in all of the new ones. And so these are my tapes. I've got 3 kind of decorative tapes. I've got a few rubber stamps. So this is sort of the palette that I'm going to use for this year. I think it's a lot of fun to create a palette for the year, right? And I'll use this up by the end of the year, and then I can get a new palette next year. And I really enjoyed my palette from earlier, which you can still see here. So stickers and the colors were a little bit different, right? Love them. So it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it very much. I did swatch my pens in here somewhere the other day, didn't I? Let's see. Yeah, this is my new palette right here for pens, and I'll show you that in a minute. So that's another thing I do. I just kind of come up with a new colorway for myself. Yeah, so it's pretty simple, right? It's just everything's here, and I enjoy this so much. So much. Oops, sorry. How that happened. Look how dirty my thing is there. So, when I got the gray weeks, and I might put this in a bigger cover so I can carry stickers and stuff, but right now I just have my planner stickers back here. It's just really simple. So how I set it up is I basically keep main appointments like in here as they come along. I write them down in the month, right? These are just some notes to myself. I keep a list of the books that I'm reading. And then the weekly pages, I've got all my appointments written down here. I'll put a few stickers in. These are the appointments. And then I've got my regular to-do list over here. And then I just mark off the day, right, as it comes. I just did this last night because I was still in my other book until this week. So I'll start marking this one today. And then on Sunday, I basically fill out the next week on Sunday night. And I just come in here and I look at my week and I do it again. And it's super simple. Excuse me. So yeah, it's not very complicated, right? Maybe not that interesting. I don't know. But I don't know why that keeps doing that. Sorry about that. It's just, let me see if I can. It's just not working very well here. Hold on 1 second. Oh, let's see. There, I'm sorry. I'm not a professional. I just come here and talk to you from my desk, so don't expect too much from me as far as professional camera work. All right. So what I thought I would do too is just show you what pens I've selected and the inks that are in them and what's in my pencil case. So let's turn to a new page, and I'll write in here for today. Okay. So this is just a case that I've had a really long time for my fountain pens. I believe it was Galen leather. Yeah, I like it because it's got a magnetic closure. It's really sturdy. I've really had it for a while. And the pens just fit perfectly, even bigger pens. So I'll take these out. The only one that might change is this one, because I've just still got a lot of ink in here, and I don't want to let it go. So these are the pens that I've been using the most. And this one is a TWSBI Mini, a TWSBI Diamond Mini, and the ink that I have in it is it's by Berlin Notebook, and it's called Fox number 6. And this was my main like fancy color last year with the colorway that I had, but it doesn't really go with my theme for this year. So as soon as this ink is done, I'm going to clean this pen out thoroughly, let it dry, and then find a new color for it. But I love this ink with this pen. It just, I don't know, really pretty. And then this is a TWSBI Diamond Iris. This is the one with the really pretty colorful nib. I just love this pen. It is a broad nib. So it's TWSBI Diamond, and it has a broad nib. So it's really juicy, and it shows the ink off so beautifully. This ink is called Cold Dew. And I always forget the name of the company that makes this ink. It's really pretty. Let's see. I've had this a while too. Cold Dew by Iwi. IWI. Yeah, I love this ink. It's just beautiful. So that's in that one. And you'll notice that my inks are pretty much gray. All right, this one is called Winterwood. This is also a TWSBI. This is a TWSBI Diamond Smoke with Rose Gold. And this ink is from Dominant Industry. And this is a medium nib. But the ink is from Dominant Industry, and it's called Winterwood, I believe. So it's kind of a just a soft brown. I really like the way it looks with the grays. It's a little bit on the cool side. It's beautiful. So very simple. And then this is my old TWSBI Eco in Jade. This is, I believe, a fine nib. And this is the Yoseka Stationery Ceramic Series. And it's the, I think it's a Tang Ming Se Blue or something like that. I don't remember exactly, and it's in the other room. But you would know it if you looked up the Yoseka Ceramic Series. It's a unique color, and it's kind of a beautiful gray green, and I really love it with grays. This is a TWSBI Indigo with bronze. And this ink is J or Ben. This is a broad nib? Yeah. This is a double broad. Sorry, this is a broad. And it's J or Ben Gris de Houle. Houle. So like storm gray. Also a really beautiful gray ink. So pretty boring gray and brown, gray green, but that's what I love, and that's my colorway this year. So those are my fountain pens that I have out, and that might change with the season. I might change my pens out here and there because I'll start missing my Sailor, and I'll want to bring that out and that kind of thing. So that's that. And then in my pencil bag. This is just the cutest stinking pencil bag. It's from Jet Pens. I don't remember. It's Lehit Lab. I don't know. So cute. It's got a cat and a mouse on it. And it's full of things. My pencil bag is super important to me. And I've got two things in this bag that I forgot to move over yesterday. I just was switching my bags around. And this will get narrowed down a little bit over time, I think. So I'll just show you what's in here. Okay. So first of all, I've got an extra ink cartridge. This is my daily fountain pen. That's my liver dye, ride or die fountain pen. It's the Pilot Vanishing Point in stripes. I made a video about this pen. I got a really good deal on this pen. It is, oh my God, I love this pen. So much so that I started neglecting all of my other pens because I just want to write with this pen. And you can watch that video if you're interested. But in this pen, I always have the same ink. This is a medium nib. And this ink is Pilot Iroshizuku in Fuyu Syogan, which is Old Man Winter. And it's just this beautiful gray. And this is an extra cartridge. If my pen runs out when I'm home, I use a syringe to refill the cartridge that's in there. But I always have one with me just in case it runs out when I'm away from home. So this is the pen I use more than any other pen these days. I've got my little scissors that I love. I don't know, these are super cool. They're just great. And actually, I took them with me on an airplane and they let me have them. So I don't know if they would always let you have them, but they did. I've got my Midori ruler that I just love. It's the hinge one. It's fantastic. It's got metric, which is enough. It's fine for me. And then I've got extra refills for my pens. These are for my Pilot Friction pens. I just carry extra refills in there. I've got a little glue stick, which is great. Someone sent this to me. I love it. Let's see if there's any other little accessories in here. I think everything else is, yeah. I have my magic pencil, which is in a Kaweco SketchUp, and it's just the magic pencil lead, which I use all the time. And it's a red, yellow, and blue lead that just does all sorts of fun things in artwork and in journals. It's always with me. Let's see here. My pens that I use the most are Pilot Friction pens because, number one, you can erase them, and I make mistakes a lot, especially when I'm copying text, and I want the text to be what it's supposed to be. So I have three of them here. 4. I don't need 4 in there. I'll probably just narrow it down to 1, but I prefer the 0.7. I just love the way this pen feels. Even if it wasn't erasable, I would still use it. And quite honestly, so this is a Pilot Friction in the 07, all right? It is not an intense black. It's sort of a gray. It's like a dark charcoal ink, right? It feels very cushy. The ink just feels good to me. It's not slippery. It's not sticky. It's just my favorite. And whenever I try something else, I'm sad. So I just keep using it. And I'll just leave that one in there and put this one on the side. This one doesn't have a clicker. This was the first one I ever got years ago now. And same. It's just the original ink that this one uses. This one uses a darker black ink, but it's still gray. This one is a little bit less expensive and the gray is a little bit lighter. But the cool thing is they have these little rubber tips and you can use them to erase it very easily. Now, this little bit of witchcraft here can be a problem because it's heat that erases it. So theoretically, if you left your journal or your notebook out in a hot car, your ink could disappear. But the good news is if that happens, you can stick it into the freezer and the ink comes back. And yes, I have tested it. So the only thing is, let's say I did erase something and then I wrote something on top of it. When it disappears and then comes back, everything you've ever erased will come back as well. Okay? So just to keep that in mind, but boy, I love these pens. I absolutely adore them. I also have one, this is, and I'm going to keep this in there. This one is a blue-black ink. And sometimes I like to write with that one too. This is also a 07, so I'll keep that one in my pencil case. All right, then I have an assortment of gray brush pens. And these are two different kinds. I have the Lyra Aqua Brush Duo, and I have the Fibralo from Caran d'Ache. I've got one color in that, and then the rest are just the brush pens. And I use these for various decorations, and as you can see, they're just in various shades of green, gray, and gray. Very simple, right? I just like to have them for decorating. I've got four, 4 Uniball 1 pens. 4 of them are colors. No, I'm sorry, 3 of them are colors. I have 4. So I have a gray. I don't know if they have a name on them. Do they? Sesame gray. So this is the Uni 1. And this is a 0.5. So it's a little bit fine for me. My handwriting tends to get really sloppy with finer pens. But these are so nice. I love the clips on these pens. I love the way they look. I love the way they write. This one is called, I took the sticker off, so I don't know, but it's also some kind of a taupe color. And then this one is a sort of a grayish blue. Just really nice colors. And then this one's just black, and it's chubby and cute. So this is also a Uni 1. I think it's called Uni 1P. And that's just black, but it's also 0.5. And I think you can get bigger refills, but I just love it. I love the clip. It's just fun. I have 3 zebra click art. I've got one in sort of this indigo color. I've got one in a light gray. And I've got one in a medium gray. I have those to decorate with. This does not belong in there. This is a highlighter. I have 2 highlighters. This is a Pilot Friction highlighter, which is super cool because it's a highlighter that you can erase. And I just have it in gray. I have, and I have this one. This is just because I like the color. I use it to underline things sometimes. This is a Mon Ami Live color. And honestly, it's very, very pale, which is helpful sometimes. It's very thin, and I just use it to underline things. It's like a pale beige gray. I love this. I love this one. Then I have one dot marker. This is a Zig Clean Dot in green gray or grayish green that I use. And I have my trusty pencil. This is my Rotring 600. I've just got an HB lead in here, and it's 0.5. I use this to draw the margins in my notebooks. This is one of my favorite ones. This one's almost out, so I have a new one here. I bought a ton of these because I never want to run out of this pen. This is a Jelly Roll in black gold. It's a shadow black. And when it dries, it's the most beautiful kind of soft bronze color, and I use this every day. I just absolutely love it in my notebooks. And then this one is clear. It's a clear sparkle, also by Jelly Roll, and that's exactly what it is. It's like a champagne clear glitter that I use to decorate. And that's everything in my pencil bag. So I'm sorry, I have one more dot marker. I forgot I had this, and this is French blue. Those tourmaline colors, right? Except for that one. And this is by Maru. It's a Maru dot marker in French blue. Love it. So that's it. That's my system for this year. It's pretty simple. It's definitely the least expensive year I've ever had because I used to have 5 or 6 planners at a time. And I just don't need it. I've learned. I've learned a lot along the way. This is my everything book. Everything goes in here, and when still got more than half left, and I've been using this since, when did I start this? I started this. Did I not have, I guess I didn't put a date in the beginning. Beginning of like mid-October, and I've gone through this much so far. And so this should last me through the end of the year. Like 3 months, I guess, like maybe 4 of these a year. And then I'll be able to supplement that in my week's mega. And this is my planner. Yeah. So I would love to hear what you're using. What are you using this year? There's so many exciting things. And that makes it a little tricky because you see all the beautiful new planners and you want them. But I've learned I don't need them. And I'm just really happy with my little system here. So I'd love to hear what you're using. Yeah, any thoughts? All right. And you know what? When I get into the new year a little bit, I'll come back and do an update and show some spreads and pages. I keep it very simple. I use stickers, you know, and every day is a little different. Yeah, I have a lot of fun with it. Oh, and one of the things that I really love, I also have, is this little Canon Ivy printer that I use for photographs sometimes if I don't want to print a whole sheet, if I just want a one-off. The only thing is, I think it's too expensive to buy the refills. So I don't use it that often, but every now and then I do, and it's really fun. So it's a fun little tool that you can try. All right, everyone. I hope you're all well, and thanks for hanging out with me here. I look forward to hearing about your planning plans for 2024. Take care. See you soon, I hope.